In the history of Pokemon TCG, some cards become famous because they are powerful. But some cards become legendary because they completely change the way people play the game. During the Neo era, one Pokemon created a huge problem for competitive players. It wasn't a legendary Pokemon. It wasn't a massive Stage 2 evolution. And it wasn't even a Pokemon with impressive HP. It was a small, 60 HP basic Pokemon from Neo Genesis. Sneasel. At first glance, Sneasel doesn't look like a broken card. It has low HP. Its main attack depends on coin flips. And compared to many powerful Pokemon from that era, it looks almost harmless. So why did competitive players fear this card so much? Why did Sneasel become one of the strongest attackers of the entire Neo format? To understand why Sneasel was so powerful, we first need to understand the world of Pokemon TCG during the Neo era. The game was very different compared to today. Modern Pokemon TCG is usually much faster. Many decks can start attacking almost immediately. But during the Neo era, games developed at a slower pace. The strongest Pokemon were usually Stage 2 evolutions. Cards like Meganium, Feraligatr, and Typhlosion needed several turns before they became dangerous. Players had to find their basic Pokemon, evolve them twice, attach enough energy, and slowly build their strategy. The problem was that this process took time. And slow decks had a major weakness. They were vulnerable while they were setting up. This is exactly where Sneasel became terrifying. First reason Sneasel was so powerful was actually very simple. It was a basic Pokemon. That meant you could play it immediately. You didn't need to wait for an evolution. You didn't need multiple turns of preparation. You could put Sneasel into play, attach energy, and start putting pressure on your opponent much earlier than most powerful Pokemon from that era. The second reason Sneasel became famous was its signature attack. Beat Up. At first glance, it doesn't look that impressive. 4-2 Darkness Energy. Beat Up asks you to flip one coin for each of your Pokemon in play, including Sneasel itself. For every heads, the attack deals 20 damage. At first, relying on coin flips might sound inconsistent. But here's what made Beat Up so dangerous. As your bench filled up, the number of coin flips increased. That meant Sneasel's damage potential kept growing throughout the game. With a full bench, Beat Up could reach incredible damage for such a small basic Pokemon. But the most important thing was not just the maximum damage. It was the format around Sneasel. During the Neo era, Pokemon had much lower HP compared to modern cards. Many popular Pokemon had between 70 and 100 HP. That meant Sneasel didn't need perfect luck to be dangerous. Even a couple of successful flips could create huge problems. And when Sneasel got lucky, it could knock out Pokemon that took several turns to build. But Beat Up was not the only reason Sneasel was so strong. Sneasel was also a dark Pokemon. During this era, Team Rocket introduced Dark Pokemon and Darkness Energy. These new energy cards increased the damage of dark Pokemon attacks. This made Sneasel even more threatening. A Pokemon that was already fast and powerful could now hit even harder. Suddenly, this small 60 HP Pokemon was capable of attacking like some of the strongest Pokemon in the format. Another advantage Sneasel had was its resistance. During the Neo era, many players looked for fighting Pokemon as answers against dark Pokemon. This made one of the most obvious counters much less effective. When a card becomes dominant, it usually happens because it does many things better than the alternatives. And Sneasel solved multiple problems at the same time. It was fast. It was cheap. It was easy to use. It could deal enormous damage. And it was difficult to counter. It didn't require a complicated strategy. You simply played Sneasel and started attacking. But was Sneasel really broken? The answer depends on the format. If we compare Sneasel to modern Pokemon cards, it doesn't look impressive. Only 60 HP. A coin flip attack. No powerful ability. Today, a Pokemon like this would probably disappear very quickly. But Pokemon TCG cards are not powerful in isolation. They are powerful because of the environment around them. And during the Neo era, The environment was perfect for Sneasel. It was faster than the Pokémon around it. It punished slow strategies, and it turned a simple attack into one of the biggest threats of its generation. What other Pokémon from the Neo era do you think was secretly broken?